Hello, you are listening to WZNV, the club. Where I gotta record, so I got something to upload next week. Gotta grind out 3 days. Get it? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I had something to talk about. I gotta let's get things on the road first. Do I have every item that I need? Yeah. Let's talk to. Why is everyone? Probably talk to. Ooh, this is a hard one. Probably. No, let's go for a hard one. Let's talk to Venus.
Take it easy.
I don't think she'll accept drinks, but I can probably give her food. Probably.
Oh.
She's vibing out. Why does she look like that? Why her eyebrow look like that? Purchase gift. So you get this one, you get this one. We'll just go ahead and buy this one.
You seem to have a
You seem to have
divine.
what exactly? Okay, let's start the date. Take a goddess to a tennis court.
I can't wait to see what you've planned for us.
Take a goddess to a tennis court. It's a rap song, probably. So I was watching this video
Well,
and I
it's
was
not the
inspired.
exact location I would have selected, but it'll have to do.
I was inspired by what I was looking at. Does this help or hinder? Hinder, probably. No, don't play the right move. I was watching this game. Can I? Okay. It was not letting me click the heart. I was like, huh? What's going on? I was watching this video, and it was about Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The new game has come out. It's been out, but like people are playing it and they're like, wow, this game is kind of bad. It's kind of really bad. And the video I was watching was like, what is the issue with this game? And it's an issue that a lot of games seem to have, and the issue is that they are building the game to be friendly to literally, this is in quotation marks, but like it's not really, but you'll see in a second.
How adorable.
They designed the game to be winnable or playable by anyone. So to put that into like perspective, they have like skill based or like elo based matchmaking, so that you only get paired with people who are like the same skill level as you. And this sounds good at the surface level, right? But like it's not. And I don't own Modern Warfare, so like it's hard for me to say, oh yeah,
How dare you?
oh yeah, this is what the game is doing wrong, when I don't own the game, right? But the main complaints that I hear about the game is that the maps are terrible because, get this, they were built with the idea that it would be accessible to bad players, basically. That bad players would be able to succeed on these maps. Like the video I was watching was covering like an interview done with a dev recently, and they were like, yeah, the maps were essentially built to let bad players camp and get kills. Now, I mean, like, unless you're a toddler, you're going to see that there's an issue with that. Like you can build a map to be good for a specific playstyle, but that never ever is going to suggest that people will be good on it, right? Because like if you're a good player, then you're gonna see that they built the maps for noobs, and then you're just gonna play how the map was meant to be played. So now you're a noob, and now you're not even getting kills on people in transition, you're getting like constantly mowed down by people camping in buildings. And like normally when I make these kind of like suggestions, it's almost completely like I've done like no research, no homework like at all, right? But like I've played a lot of Call of Duty, right? So like I've completely forgot what my point was because I was looking at these moves, how like, good they were. Let me think. Where was I going? They build the maps. So like if you're a good player, you're just gonna like play how the noobs were supposed to play, and now you're shitting on everybody, but you're not doing it the same way you were.
Not bad.
Basically, is what I'm getting at here. So they build the game to be accessible for one player, and then end up forsaking that player by
Splendid.
I don't know, making the maps I don't know how to get at it here. It's just that like the maps are terrible, and they're terrible intentionally, and that's I don't know. That's kind of I'm glad I didn't buy the game. I told the boys that I would literally never buy a AAA title again because like a lot of people liked Black Ops 4. I thought it was an absolute disaster. It was, and I never could put my finger on what it was that was terrible about it. And I was listening to some people talk about how good the gunplay in Modern Warfare is. They're like, wow, the gun like play is just satisfying. And then it kind of hit me. I was like, oh, that's why Black Ops 4 was terrible. It's because the gunplay was awful. Like the netcode it was running on or whatever was just not responsive, like at all. In my opinion, I didn't play for that long. I have like less than 10 hours logged because it was just like not fun. It took like the time to kill was like impossibly long. Like it was too long, and I don't. I mean, I'm not talking about Black Ops 4 right now. I'm talking about the new Call of Duty. But my original point was they're balancing the game around the worst players. And when I was growing up, I played Call of Duty Black Ops, and I played, like before that, I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original one. So it's kind of like a culture shock almost, right? And if I had to describe that game with one word, it would be punishing. That game was punishing if you were bad. And it's the same thing, you could make the same case for Modern Warfare 2. That game was punishing if you were bad. Like, even if you weren't bad, you might still get fucked on. Like I'm trying to think of I don't remember the specific map's name. It might have been Afghan or something. But like, that map was like, you could, if you were bad, you could actually genuinely not get out of spawn and go 0-40 the entire game. And it was just fun. Like, as a bad player, to me, like, I loved getting trashed because, like, it made it, like, oh so sweet whenever you actually played well. Or not even played well, but, like, you actually won. But, like, let me give, like, a specific anecdote. When I was first playing Modern Warfare, I played all summer between 5th and 6th grade. So I was, like, 11. And I got absolutely smacked all summer long, and it was probably the best summer I have ever had. Like, I absolutely adored getting slapped over and over and over again by people who were just better. And there was this one game where I finally, it was like I was camping in this one building, and I finally got the 7 kill streak with the little helicopter. You didn't even get to gun it, like in the next games. It just came in, and it could get shot down with one RPG rocket. It didn't matter. I got it one time by camping in a building, and that was like the best day of the summer by far. It was just like incredible. And I don't know that I would have felt that kind of joy had the game like held my hand the entire time. Like, oh yeah, like go here, camp here, do this, do that. Like, it's almost like you're trying to sell a movie to me instead of a game. But like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why you would target a bad audience when your audience is technically supposed to be adults. Like, I don't know why you would target a bad adult audience. Like, if they're getting slapped, like, go to work, bitch. Like, why are you still playing? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Can I win this yet? 13? Probably not. I'm close though. I'm not gonna lose, which is cool. No, I got slapped all summer. I was completely fine with it. I never had an issue.
Exceptional.
And now my final point. I need to get to it before the end of the video. It's 11 minutes, still haven't got to my final point. My final point is, a lot of games are doing this now, and that was covered in the video as well. And they were saying, studios do this now because they're not selling games, they're selling DLC. Which is just so sad. Just so sad. That, like, we can finally put it into words. Like, it took me forever to put that into words. They're not selling games anymore, they're selling DLCs. And, I mean, it's been under my nose the whole time. I have no idea how I haven't detected that they're selling DLCs. I mean, just look at how Black Ops 3 released. When I bought Black Ops 3 the day it came out, and the game didn't work. It literally wouldn't launch. It was not a launchable game. And I remember that it got review bombed because of that. It was like, I don't understand how they can sell a game that doesn't function. Like, it should be illegal to sell a game that doesn't function. I don't know why you are able to sell it. And, what is this, 2%? That's 30, 61, not quite. Like, they shouldn't be allowed to sell a game that doesn't function.
Nice.
And they did it anyway. So, I guess the moral there is, they've been doing it since I was in, like, what? 8th grade? 7th grade or something? I have no idea when that game came out. It's so long ago. I could probably alt-tab right now and see the release date, but I'm not going to. The point still stands. They released the game, didn't work at all. And, they fixed it, like, immediately with, like, a hotfix or whatever. But it, like, I bought it and the game didn't function. So,
Exceptional.
they were selling it just to sell DLC. They were, like, they don't care about the game working. Like, if they were selling it with the intentions of selling the most copies of a game, then they would have sold it functioning. They would have been like, well, we can't release a not functioning game. But, like, if we don't plan to make any money off of this until our... Why is my mic maxing out? Am I too close to my mic? If we're not making... If we're not planning to make money until, like, a year after the game is released, then we don't really care if it does well or not. On launch, basically, is what I think they were getting at. I don't know, that's just sad. I don't buy AAA games now. Because they just don't care, I guess, about the game actually being good. They just care about, like, does it make people have brain chemical? Ooh, it does. Then that means we sell it, and then they buy loot box, and we make buku dollars. Yes. And that's just, I don't know. You might say, well, if you have such a problem with it, why don't you become a game developer, huh? Genius. And, instead of matching this and absolutely fucking the board, I'm just gonna win. I would rather just win the game.
Very nice.
I would rather just win the game. Those are facts.
Your strategy is impeccable. I dare say I've learned a thing or two myself.
Nah, but like my last point I'm gonna make before I go is like, the only reason they balance for the bottom percentage of players is because they want to sell loot boxes. And that compromises the entire game. Like the whole game is terrible because of it. So, I mean, something's gotta change. But like, it doesn't, because like bad players will continue buying bad games. I know what I'm buying though. Huniepop 2, an absolute classic. It's gonna be a banger. This has been WZNV. See ya.